For the last 4 decades, Priscilla Small has brought language to life. Through her work with Wycliffe Bible Translators, her passion for phonetics and linguistics has served rural Mexican communities. Priscilla's fascination with other cultures and languages began at an early age. In a scene from her childhood, she remembers looking at slides from Africa of her cousin's missionary travels. At age 10, she found a pen pal in Kathy Clark, the child of Presbyterian missionaries and a future Whitworth alum who was living in Colombia. In high school, Priscilla excelled in Latin and decided to learn Spanish and French. Priscilla's mother suggested that perhaps Wycliffe could one day use her gifts. At Whitworth, Priscilla's calling in Bible translation crystallized under the teaching of Professors Evelyn Smith and Marianne Jenkins, both of whom taught Bible courses and served as mentors to Priscilla. The summer after her graduation, she joined Wycliffe and enrolled in the organization's Summer Institute of Linguistics. In those early days, Wycliffe sent Priscilla to a jungle training camp in Chiapas, Mexico. There she took courses in the native language as well as in nursing. The camp's culminating experience took place when Priscilla and 40 other participants undertook a day-long hike to reach a rural area in the jungle that would become home base for the remainder of their stay. The journey required building a raft and piling it down the river to reach their destination. Once there, they built their own homes and furniture. Quote, "I'd never lit a match before going," Priscilla recalls. "I didn't know how to do anything." Tears of frustration in her first days at the camp turned into tears of goodbye when she sadly left the camp 6 weeks later. Priscilla knew that this trek into and out of the jungle was just the beginning of a life of service to small Mexican communities. Since then, Priscilla and her colleague and friend Janet Turner have brought language translation and medical services to San Juan Coatzospan. The village is extremely remote, and at the time they arrived, it was home to 2,000 Mixtec Indians who had no access to electricity or medical care. Jan had earned her nursing degree at Wheaton College, and most of the women's time during their first years was spent addressing the villagers' health. During that time, while Priscilla and Jan were learning the native Mixteco language, the Indians came to know and trust the two friends. Soon Priscilla and Jan were able to make musical recordings, which they played on the one record player in the village. It was the first time the villagers had ever heard the lyrics sung in their native tongue. The lengthy process of Bible translation continued for decades. In the summers, they would return to the States to teach at Wycliffe's Summer Institute of Linguistics, and for 15 years, Priscilla taught a linguistics course at University Madero in Puebla, Mexico. But they kept returning to the village of San Juan Coatzospan to serve and to translate. In 2003, the women completed their task of translating and publishing the New Testament in the Mixtec language. Due to Priscilla and Jan's dedication to the Mixtec and their language, the village is a community that has a written language, and one that has access to and knowledge of the gospel.